Welcome to Ephemera Files by Tommy. Today I just want to show you this really quick little tip for using up your scrap papers that look like there is nothing left that you can punch out of them. And that is these little hearts. And they look, from a distance, they look like I have painted on some gold or something like that just to be a flourish on it. But what they are scraps that I cut out from a piece that had already had an intricate die cut out of it. And I just didn't want to waste the paper, so I cut out solid gold hearts to put behind it as an accent. And I'm going to show you how to do that. It looks gorgeous and it's really simple. Since I don't have right now a piece of scrap that has an intricate die cut taken out of it, let's see if I can get this unlocked. Maybe, maybe not. There we go. I just picked one that had an intricate pattern on it, so I'm just going to make one real quick, just so that I have an example for you. Maybe if I can figure out how to do it right. But you know what? It's not a waste, because I'm getting ready to show you what to do with your leftover pieces. Let's see. I know what it is. I need to go all the way up that way with it. I still don't have the hang of this particular punch. I think it's pretty. I just need to figure out how to use it better. Did that one work? That was much better. All right, and so I'm just going to punch all the way around so that we have all these bits and pieces that are cut out around the edges of that paper. And what I want to do is not waste this. Now I realize there's a big spot in the middle that I could still use, but for purposes of demonstration, we're just going to do this. I have this heart punch. I really, really like it. And I can take and cut that out, and it looks like nothing. It doesn't look like anything at all that's worth seeing, right? And I don't have to be as careful as I am. That one actually looks a lot more like a heart than I intended for it to. I am going to cut this so that I can get at that designs from the design from the other side, so that I can have some of it at the top. Go just a little bit further up on that, because I don't need the whole heart to fit on there. And you don't have to just use a heart shape. Let's see, I went at that the wrong way. I didn't write this out last time, I just did it. And now I'm trying to figure out how I just did it. Oh, there we go. That one doesn't look like a heart. And that was my point, was trying to get you to see that it doesn't have to look like what your punch is. Let's see if I can get one more out of this paper. There we go. That'll be a good one. Now, because it wasn't actually a scrap, I had to work really hard to not let it look like a heart. And you probably will not have to work that hard at it when you are using actual scraps. So I have 5 of these. So I got a piece of gold, I'm trying not to blind you, metallic paper, and that is the same. This metallic paper is actually from a lined envelope that I just cut the gold part out so that I could cut it into other things. This one I didn't want to dig because I just wanted to be able to show you this technique, and I was in a bit of a hurry. Because I didn't want to forget what it was that I wanted to show you, and if I waited too long, I know I would, because I have a list on my phone of video ideas that I want to do and journal ephemera that I want to do, and I didn't write down enough of a description to remember what it was about, and so I'm trying to decipher some of those. Now, what you're going to do is you're just going to lay those right on top. See how pretty that is? It does not look like you used scraps of paper at all. And make sure you like it. If you don't like how something turned out, you don't have to use it. It was scrap anyway. You were probably going to get rid of it or just use it to glue on something else. Go ahead and use it to glue on something else. I do try to make sure when I use my punches, you see me turning it over. Punches will leave a bit of a raised edge on the back side most of the time. And so if you feel for that, then you know that that's the back. Those are so pretty. So I'm just going to go ahead. Right. I'm just going to go ahead and slow down a bit so you can understand what I'm saying. And glue on the red part. You do not want to glue on the gold, or else you will have glue in places where you don't have the red stuff, and it's really going to mess it up. See, I just love that, just that little bit of shimmer that's on there. So I'm going to go ahead and glue the rest of these so that you can see what they look like all finished. If you prefer to use, not to use a glue stick, if you prefer to use a liquid glue, just be very careful that you don't put much at all on the back of your red paper, because it'll squish out if you put even just the littlest tiniest bit too much. And that's why I prefer to use my glue stick. I feel like I'm less likely to put too much on there. And here they are. You can make scraps on purpose, but you don't have to. You can use the scraps that just happen that you think can't be used at all, and you can go from very, very simple. I just couldn't find a place on this particular page to get an entire heart, and this is the one that started the whole thought, because it was just that little piece. And when I was fiddling around, I thought, I wonder if I can do something with that. And I can, and you can too. Thanks for joining me today, and as always, be kind. Bye.